Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Money Matters Top Tips for Success, where each and every day I bring on new business owners, entrepreneurs, and executives and have them share their top tips for success with you. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres to keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, moneymatterstoptips.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Annie Homsy-Harris on the line, and she is co-founder and CEO over at FemTech Solutions. Annie, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Excited to be here.
So I'm excited to get more into what you're doing over at FemTech Solutions. But before we do that, let's get a little bit further into your background. So how did you get started in your career and in business?
Oh my gosh, my career has been crazy. So my first career, I was actually a professional opera singer, and I sang on the stage for 10 years, traveled around the world. And the arts was like my life, but I was also working to kind of subsidize that whole career part because opera does not pay the bills always. So what I did was I was working in technology and real estate. So that kind of transitioned and morphed into this career in finance plus technology, and then eventually I just kept moving my way up in the financial technology spectrum. And then I ended up working for large companies like Bank of America, BMO Harris, all of these really amazing financial firms. And that's how I ended up working at FemTech. That's my baby. I started it just because I was able to build that career and build that credibility.
Man, that's awesome. I love that story, and I love the transition because we all get, to our destination and we all learn from these sideways experiences. Yeah. And I'm like from opera singer to FemTech Solutions. I love it. I love it. It's a great story.
It's crazy because I actually told this story when I was working on a financial subcommittee for Congressman Quigley for women in financials, which it's a very tough market to be in, especially as a woman. And so we were talking about this, and this one woman gets up and she says, well, I've had the weirdest background here. I started in the medical field and, because of all of my mathematical skills. And I was like, well, I think I got you beat. Opera singer right here.
That's funny.
So it was really funny, yeah.
So that being said, obviously we have pivots in our careers. There's some younger entrepreneurs or people that are just out there. They maybe are just graduating college or they're just getting started in the workforce, and they may be going through some of these pivots of changing careers or completely different directions. And you've gone through that, and you've gone through it successfully to now become a business owner. What kind of advice would you give to some of those people that are in the middle of one of those pivots right now?
That's a fantastic question. I guess the best advice I can give is don't be afraid to follow the path that opens up before you. And what I mean by that is you just should not be confining yourself to this is what I love to do, therefore this is the only thing I can ever do. Life throws so many different curveballs at you, and it's so important to be open to those changes and be flexible because you never know what will happen to lead you either back to where you were with much more experience or onto a different path where that passion can be married to it, which is what happened with me. So I would say for anybody who's starting out, and even if you're not looking to start a business, but just out there in the career, in the job market, just don't be afraid to be open to all the opportunities that are available to you.
That's awesome. It's great advice. Let's switch it up, Annie. I want to get into what you're doing over at FemTech Solutions. So first, tell us a little bit more about the business, please.
Sure. So FemTech Solutions is a female-owned, and I will say female-empowered, blockchain business where we customize our blockchain to fit company needs. So what that means is we've built this really cool blockchain with so many different securities and capabilities that is totally customizable. So you can be working in trade finance, or you can be working in retail or healthcare or real estate, and we can customize our chains platform for your company specifically. It's not something that's widely common or available on the market. We're kind of a first mover in this area, and we're really excited about it. We've been featured in so many different things like the Halo Community, Remadista, Women to Watch for Disruptors in Business, and that's what we've been doing. And so it's really exciting because blockchain is what we think is, it's very much like the internet. It's slowly taking over. And so we kind of decided we wanted to be at the forefront of that little move.
That's awesome. So what kind of companies do you like working with? Because I know there's a lot of business owners, entrepreneurs listening to this right now that have been curious and have been thinking about having blockchain solutions developed. What kind of companies are a good fit?
So, I mean, I would say that for us in particular, we specialize in companies that deal with large real estate transactions, trade finance. We do specialize in international stuff with that as well. Healthcare and supply chain management. Those are the 4 areas that we really do specialize in. I would say that our biggest market is trade finance and supply chain, but we have been generating quite a lot of interest with the healthcare market as well. So if there are people who are interested in what we can provide, it's expedited transactions, it's expedited document storage, it's repositories that are virtually unhackable, it's immutable documentation. So you're not dealing with having to find a PDF contract and email it over. You've got something that's right there and verified by our peer-to-peer network. So I would say we pretty much cater to anybody who's looking to do online transactions, but those are the areas that we specialize in.
And so you have a really, unique vantage point, just being obviously a first mover in creating these solutions for other companies, and also just your financial background. Any kind of trends that you care to comment on in blockchain or otherwise from your vantage point? Yeah,
I know that a lot of hype has been around cryptocurrency, and there are quite a few people who are still kind of learning about the blockchain movement, but I would say that blockchain itself, just as a financial tool, has been really hitting the market pretty hard, especially in areas like Europe. That has been kind of the forefront adoption area that has been going on. I would say that what I have personally been seeing just from an economic standpoint is that it has really reduced a lot of the sunk cost issues that have been going on within the financial markets. And so I think that this is a really great way and a great tool, provided it's developed correctly, for companies to not only build that trust with their clients, but also to maintain that kind of an equilibrium without it being some kind of hackable system. So that's what I'm seeing, is that it's really taking over, particularly in Europe.
That's awesome. So if somebody's listening to this, Annie, and they want more information on FemTech Solutions or what your team can do for them, what's the best way for them to reach out?
Yeah, the best way to reach us is through our website, which is femtechsolutions.com. We do have a Facebook, a Twitter, and an Instagram page, but you can find all of that through our website. So just head on over there and reach out to us and let us know if we can help.
That's awesome. Well, hey, Annie, really appreciate you coming on the show today and sharing more about your background and all the great work you're doing over at FemTech Solutions to help your clients enter, as you said, this blockchain revolution. And I love the way you explain it. It's kind of slowly taking over and seeping its way, and I love it. And it just works. So that being said, again, thank you for coming on the show, and to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. I hope you had got a lot out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review on the Apple iTunes Store, do all those great things we do to support our podcasters. I really do appreciate it. And Annie, thanks again for coming on.
Thank you for having me. It was great being here.